In this video, we pick up this 2003 Crown Victoria, get it running, and get it ready for its next life.
Thank you for watching the TDC Hot Rods YouTube channel.
What do we have here? Well, it's a different color, but it is the same year and the same car as all the drivetrain for that. So, what we got is a 2003 Crown Victoria. I guess there is a difference. This one is a police interceptor cop car, ex-cop car, and the drivetrain for that was just a regular, I guess, civilian model you could call. I don't know, that's a civilian model. I guess it's not military stuff. But anyways, let's take a look at it. So, like I said, 2003 Crown Victoria. She's in a little bit of rough shape, but I guess really it's in pretty good shape. It's only got 160,000 miles on it, I think. Let's go look. Pretty sure I've seen that. She is dusty. Oh, 165, 144. So the car, I used to see it going up and down the road all the time. They believe, the guys that I got it from believe the fuel pump went out. I haven't really done anything to it yet to figure that out or diagnose it. But the car itself seems to be in pretty good shape, except for the paint on it, which isn't gonna matter for what we're gonna do with it. But you can see it used to be white and they rattle canned it black, and actually looks like the white was even coming off because that's primer under there. There's the hole where the police lights used to be, and that's the primer falling off there. So I think she's gonna be a perfect donor car. Interior, yeah, she's pretty rough. And because of where the car has been sitting for the last little while, it sucks, but there is mouse crap everywhere. And it is disgusting. Like, look at that. The window was, that window and the back window were accidentally left down. And boy, did it make it gross in here. Made it very gross. We got a little water in it. But hopefully we can clean it all out really good. And there's no wires that are messed up or anything like that. But yeah, so hopefully everything cleans up nice, runs and drives good. But to start out, before I even do anything with this thing, I am gonna take a vacuum to that, put a respirator on, I already got gloves on, and clean this thing, vacuum it the best I can, wipe it down, spray it down, just try to get anything that might, I just don't want on a virus. We're gonna get this thing all cleaned up good, get her lifted up in the air, and test the fuel pump. So let's get to it. Definitely ain't no new car, but there's not mouse crap everywhere. The dash is much cleaner. You can actually, oh, look at that, I left the key on. You can actually see the gear, I mean oh my gosh. The one thing that goes boom, boom, the instrument cluster. And I popped open the trunk, cleaned it out, seen that there's ATF. A couple quarts of it. So, come around here, popped open the hood so I could do some diagnosing on the fuel pump situation. And I see all this, which that's a bummer, but I know where it's coming from. Somewhere we got a problem with power steering because there ain't no fluid in it. It's gone. So, we'll figure that out after we get it running. So I cycled the key a whole bunch and I could get it to spit and sputter and try to run. So I come out here and let me show you my diagnostic process, which ain't nothing fancy, but it'll work. And yes, you could definitely do a better, fancier version, but since I already figured it was a fuel pump issue, I just went to down and dirty, and I'll show you what I did. So I pull out the owner's manual, find the fuse diagram, find out that this is the 20 amp fuse for fuel pump, and it's good, and it's got power going both ways. And here's the relay, which you can hear it click. So we know that there's power getting to it. Whether or not there's power leaving it is a question, but I know there is, because when I cycle the key quite a few times, I can come in here and hit the Schrader valve, and a tiny bit of fuel spits out. You can actually see where it's kind of clean around there. That was from me spitting a teeny tiny bit of fuel out, but definitely not enough fuel pressure to make it run. And now you can see there's nothing. And the key's on right now, and I was cycling it by lifting the relay in and out, and there ain't nothing there. So we're gonna get a fuel pump coming for this thing and get it put in and see what happens. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go order a fuel pump. Well, we got a fuel pump. It is for a 97 Chevy pickup, but Chevy parts in a Ford is what makes them run best, right? So we just gotta get that baby put in there and see what happens. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. Got the fuel pump in, sit back down low, cycle the key a few times. Oops, sorry. Cycle the key a few times. Oh, I heard it. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That sounds good. Just give her a few cycles, see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! Looky there. Man, this thing is dirty. Hell yeah. So I did top off the power steering fluid last night before I had the pump. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Oh, that might need a pump. It's a little stiff. It loosens up in some spots, but that's a little stiff. All right, well, we're gonna take this thing off the horse and we'll take her for a test drive. Holy crap. Hey, the light works. So I'm being towed, we're in the Crown Vic. Decided to go take it for a quick little joyride, and she died. Oh, that's bright. Yeah, that's really bright. I'm gonna take that away. So my pops in his beautiful 7.3 is towing us back. I have an idea what it is. When I put that pump in, when I slipped it back into the tank, I questioned whether or not I tightened up a clamp. I'm certain I tightened it up. Anyways, we'll find out here in just a little bit. We'll get back to the shop and pull the pump out and see what happens. Well guys, I just went to lay down and put my little pads on to lift up the car. And you can see the fuel sitting there. Look at that. The fuel the fuel filter came undone during our drive. That's supposed to go in there. And it feels like that, oh yeah, that plastic clip. There's supposed to be a plastic clip right here. And it's gone. So, this filter looks brand new. So I think that maybe the previous owner put a new filter on it. And they didn't get the clip in all the way. But I had my dad come out and pick us up. And he brought 5 gallons of gas because I actually thought it ran out of gas. And then I was second guessing that because the gas gauge said it had fuel in it. Anyways, and now I cycled that key so many times. We never noticed there was fuel pissing out of it. So I'll bet I lost that 5 gallons of fuel, but whatever. So I'm gonna dig through all my little stuff and see if I have one of them clips. There we go. That piece right there is what was missing. And I'm shocked that I was even able to drive it. But I also noticed the bracket that holds this thing is gone. You can see where it was very recent and it's no longer there. So I'm gonna either have to get online or go to a junkyard or something, or just build my own bracket. But I definitely don't want this just bouncing around. So I'm gonna have to figure something out there. But let's lower this thing down and see if she fires up. I'll bet it does. Actually, I'll bet I don't even have to lower it down. I can probably just reach up in there. So let's give her actually, I don't know why I've spun you guys around. Let's give her a few cycles. Come on. If I can get the key in. Make sure we're not puking fuel on the ground. Nope. We're good there. Look at that. Ta-da! She's running. Dang, see, I'm pretty sure that pump is leaking right there. Right there. And the steering on it is pretty stiff. But let's lower this thing down and go take it for a little spin and make sure it still drives good. So I'll see you in just a second. Well guys, it's working. Car's still running, seems to be running pretty good. Cruising down the road my 64. Anyways, seems to be running, driving good. Tranny shift's good. Brakes seem to be working nice. Yeah, everything seems to be working great. So I need to either find one of those brackets to hold the fuel filter or build one of the two. But yeah, either way. I do see we got a check engine light on, so I need to look into that. Because I want to make sure this thing, drivetrain wise, is up to par and good. I'm gonna fix a whole bunch of little small stuff on it, so then it's just a good running, driving drivetrain. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna drive this thing around for a minute and then get back to the shop. All right, so I took the car over to my brother's and used his steam cleaner to try to clean up this mess on the front of the engine and underneath from the leaky power steering, and it looks so much better. It's still not like super clean, like my orange truck is really clean underneath, but with some little degreaser and stuff, we can get her all cleaned up. Well, on my way from my brother's back to here, I drove it around a little bit, and the power steering was immediately so much better as soon as I got done. Now, it's a possibility that there was just air in the system and I bled the air out, but shoot, I've driven it like 15 miles now. It should have bled out before then. And then I started thinking, so I started playing around, and the belt, dude, this thing I don't know if you guys can see it. It's rounded. Like it's not even flat anymore. And it's super soft. And you guys can see all that black coming off of there. And I think it's just oil soaked from the power steering leak. So I picked up a new belt. And while I was at it, I started looking through my other stuff, and I have an oil filter and air filter. So we're gonna go ahead and put a belt on this thing and then do an oil change. And just try to get this thing in tip-top shape, running-wise. I'm not gonna do anything to the body, but just running-wise. Yeah, so I am gonna go ahead and swap this belt out and see if that makes a difference in the power steering. I kind of think it will. Maybe there was just air in the system. I didn't hear it squealing or nothing, but I think that'll make a difference. Also, if you guys like my content, now would be an awesome time to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because all you gotta do is click that little button. It's free. You just click the button, you guys get notified when I post, which should be the best part of your day. At least I have fun making the video, so maybe you guys have fun watching it. Also, comment what you guys think I'm gonna do with this thing. I'm about 99% sure I know what I'm gonna do, but I'd like to see if you guys have an idea what I'm gonna do. I actually have dropped some little hints in the previous videos, so if you think you know what I'm gonna do with it, type down below. Anyways, I am gonna get to changing the belt and doing a service on this thing. My helper got his Ranger stuck in some cow crap. I'm driving the good old Vic, so we're gonna hook a strap. We're gonna hook a strap to him and see if we can pull him out. What? I thought the Ranger was so amazing. You need a front drive light. All right, let's see what this thing can do. All right. This is gonna be great. Look at that. Can't go wrong with the Crown Vic. So, I was laying in bed the other day. I've been driving the Crown Vic a bunch. And I was thinking about what might be causing the steering to be stiff and loose and stiff and loose. And then I started thinking it's gotta be between the rack and pinion and the steering column. So, put this thing up on the hoist, pulled this out, which I'm pretty sure was the problem anyways at the time, and started turning the wheels just by hand like this with my legs, and it's super smooth. And I go in there, spin the steering wheel, super smooth. So it's gotta be this, right? Well, I pulled it apart, and sure enough, each one of these joints were just stiff, but not near as stiff as that one down there. So this one right here, I couldn't even move it like this at all. It was just stuck in one position. I could go this way, but it wouldn't go up and down at all. Well, I got it all lubed up and moving nice and free, so I'm 99% sure that's gotta be it. Now, I'm not saying the pump isn't a little weak, but between all three of these, they were super stiff, so we got them working good. So I'm gonna put it back together and see what it does. All right, so I got the shaft put back in, and if anybody's wondering, they're real easy. Just pull this bolt out there, and then if you rotate this, you pull that bolt out right there. Well, before, if I turn the key, put my knees like this to try to turn the wheel like so, and tried to turn it, I couldn't do it. I could only move it like this far, like that, and then it would bind up and I couldn't move it. But look at that. Looky there. That's gonna be so much better. Okay, well, I know it's off the ground, so that's gonna be real easy, but let's fire this baby up and see. Oh yeah, look at that. So much better. Oh, that's way better. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's super sweet. Okay, well, I'm not saying that it doesn't still need a pump because it might be weak, but that will at least stop the stiff, easy part. So I'm gonna put a bunch of miles on this thing. I have a little rattle in the front and a few other little things, but I'm just gonna put some miles on it and make a little checklist of everything that I need to do before we tear this thing all apart. But anybody thinks they know what I'm gonna do with this thing, put a comment down below. And even if you don't really know what I'm gonna do with it, still put a comment down below. That'd be awesome. But I've run out of time for the week and I gotta get this video up. So that'll be it for this one. Hopefully the next time you guys see this, we are getting ready to do what my plan is with it. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and we will see you on the next one.